Hello everybody, it is the Hackster. I apologize, it has been a long time since I have done a video, and I really have no excuse for that. I really don't. It just came down to the fact that nobody was really watching my videos, so I kind of lost interest in making them. I mean, I still played on the server, I just didn't really make the videos, but I decided to make a video. Mostly because I finally think I've completed a big project that I worked on, and I guess I figured I'd show it off. There's a couple other videos that have talked about it, but I figured, you know, it's really mine and Zix's, so I guess I should probably be the one that talks about it. This is not my base, by the way. Anybody who's watched my videos is probably like, I don't know where he is. What did he build? This is not mine. This is one of the new guys on this server. There's nobody on the server but me. They were just here. They were just a bunch of people. Oh my gosh. Anyway, his name is Pro Timothy 22. This is his base. I just came to visit it. So anyway, yeah, so let's talk about the project that I worked on. It's called the Foundry, and I'm going to head over there and we're going to talk about it on the way. So what the Foundry is it's basically a big, huge super smelter that is free for the community to use. It's a big, and you know, I really like this base, by the way. I like the whole bee honeycomb idea. It's very cool. Anyway, I don't have a theme for any of my builds, so he's leagues ahead of me. But the Foundry is meant to be free for anyone on the server to use. I tried to design it. I guess I should kill this guy, huh? I tried to design it so that it was self-sustaining for the most part. It does require some... see, it's really close to my portal right here. He probably doesn't know this is my portal. He probably doesn't know who that belongs to. But anyway, yeah, this is the portal to my base. Actually, I have two bases. He probably doesn't know that either. There's a lot of new people on the server. In fact, I had TNTeon send me the list of who's whitelist, you know, who's currently playing on the server, and there's like 40 people on the server now. So obviously, not that, you know, you can tell because I'm the only one on. We really don't have tons of people on at one time. The most I think I've seen on at one time is like maybe 8 or 9. So it definitely isn't 40 people on at the same time. But yeah, I have two bases. I have this one, which is like the Guardian farm, which I really haven't visited a whole lot. I haven't spent really any time there at all. And then, of course, I have the one that's over in the mountains. So, and I visit that one sometimes too, just to grab items out of chests and grab gunpowder occasionally. But anyways, moving on with what I was talking about. So the Foundry is in the shopping district. So it's in a centrally, well, it's not centrally located, but it is near the shopping area. And Zix helped me with it. Obviously, he's a lot better builder than I am as far as making things look pretty and having good, coherent, themed materials and looks and stuff. So he helped me with the outside of the build, and I did the guts of the build, so all the redstone stuff on the inside. And I think it turned out really well. It took us both quite a while. I think we've been working on this for weeks now, which is really sad. There's a lot of new stuff here, so I'm going to probably do a tour in this video as well, since I haven't been on in a while. We'll look around at what's new. I'm not going to promise that I know what belongs to anybody. Somebody added blocks of coal as well. That's funny. But yes, this is the Foundry right here. So it looks pretty cool from the outside. I really like how Zix put this all together. I was the one that put these lanterns on the outside. I didn't realize that there's actually string up there. I guess if I'd realized that, I wouldn't have put the lanterns. I just thought, oh, that's probably a spawnable space. But then I guess somebody went around and put string on everything. So I guess technically those lanterns could be removed. But, you know, I don't know. Maybe we'll keep them for aesthetics. But yes, I really like, you know, this is a very industrial feeling building, which is exactly what I was looking for. We'll take a look from the outside. And I know that there are other people whose videos have showcased this, but as far as the look of this building, I like the roof. It does look ugly, but it's a pretty kind of ugly. Like, he spent a lot of time on this roof randomizing it. So kudos to Zix for all the time that he spent on this build. I know it took him quite a while, and I appreciate the time he put into it because it really turned out really nice in the end. But yeah, this is it. You walk in here, and eventually, I think after this video posts, I think I'm going to take this down and just say that this is officially open. In fact, I'm going to say that right now. So when this video comes out, this will be taken down. This thing will be officially open. So anyone who wants to use it is welcome to do so. I am going to explain how it works on the inside, so I would listen to that first before you head over here and start using this thing. Otherwise, it might not give you the results that you want. I could put a bunch of signs up explaining how it works. And in fact, I might do that. I might put some sort of like podium in there with a book or something just explaining how this works. I just don't know if anyone's actually going to read it. You know, it's like I'll put the effort in to make it sound like it makes sense, and then no one's going to read it anyway. But anyways, this is where you come up. That's where you go down. You come up here. There's two storage areas. So the one on the right is for dried kelp. This is where all the dried kelp would go. I just barely unloaded this thing, so there's probably not a whole lot in there right now. And then this is the one where if you put items in to be smelted, this is the collection area. This is where your stuff will come through. The interesting thing about this is since there is a water flow on top of these hoppers, sometimes things are going to come up and the hopper can only grab so many at one time. So then it goes to the next hopper. And then if there's still too many, then it'll go to the next one. So sometimes your stuff's going to be spread around. So keep that in mind when you smelt things that, you know, they're not all just going to come here and then here and then here and then here. You're going to get stuff that's spread along these bottom ones. And then interestingly enough, and I thought I would have cured this by putting a hopper on top before the hopper that goes into the top chest, but for some reason it still happens, and I can't explain how that works because, you know, the way that I understand is hoppers is every one tick, you know, they're passing items. So it's not possible for a hopper to pass more than one item at a time unless there's multiple hoppers going into it, and there's not. There's just the one going into there, and then that one goes into there, and so forth. But for some reason, like, stuff will collect in the top hoppers. I don't know how that happens because in my mind, it should go one tick, it comes down, it recognizes there's another hopper below, and so the very next tick it should go down and down and down and down, and then, but somehow, some way, it goes down and then it goes straight into this hopper instead of recognizing there's a hopper below. I don't know. It's really bizarre. Maybe it's a bug. I don't know. But like you can see here, if I look at here, you know, you would think that everything should be coming to this one because this one's full, but nope, there's stuff in this one up the top. I don't understand. I don't know. Anyway, so this is the system that you'll use. This is the switch that turns it on and off, obviously, because I have signs. I tried to make this fairly idiot-proof. This side is for the fuel, so this is where the kelp blocks will go. Excuse me. The idea here is that when you come up, if you need something to smelt, the first thing you'll do is you'll come to the dry kelp storage area, and you will grab dried kelp, and you will use this crafting table to fashion them into kelp blocks. Okay, you can't put just dry kelp in here. Dry kelp is not a fuel, but the kelp blocks are. So you have to fashion them into kelp blocks, and then once you get the kelp blocks, then you come drop them in here. So again, dry kelp blocks only the kelp blocks. Okay, you can't put just dried kelp in here. It doesn't work. If you do that, it's going to basically jam up the system and it won't do anything. It won't smelt anything. Because it'll be full of something that's not combustible. So what I need to put a sign up here that says three stacks minimum, because you're going to need at least 3 stacks to get all the hoppers running. That's how many hoppers are down there. So 3 stacks minimum if you want all the hoppers to be running. And then this side is where you put your items that you want smelted. So it can be food, it can be sand, it could be stone, it could be gold, I don't care. It could be anything. But again, you know, you should probably do at least 3 stacks. I'm not saying you have to do 3 stacks, you know, but I would do at least a 3 stack minimum, just so you're utilizing all the hoppers. Same thing with the kelp, you know, like I say, you have to have at least 3 stacks to get all of them running, and then if you want all of them to be running over here to make it the most efficient, you're going to want at least 3 stacks minimum over here. So anyway, and so they just use furnaces. That's why you can smelt either. I didn't do the whole blast furnace thing. I didn't want to make this so that it can only do certain types. I wanted it to be pretty universal, and it's pretty fast. I mean, maybe we'll do a demonstration because I've got some sand here, but it's pretty fast. So we're gonna go inside. We're gonna take a look at the guts of this thing. Yeah, employees only. I guess this is just meant to keep random people from coming in. I don't want them to break anything. So the kelp collection system has its own on and off switch. We did force load. I should say me. I asked Tian if it was okay, and he was okay with it. We did force load the chunks that comprise the foundry. So that switch can technically always be on now. It doesn't really ever need to be turned off. The reason for the switch is because if you know, before we force loaded the chunks, if you were to leave the area with this thing turned on, and the way that the kelp farm works is it uses flying machines. So if the flying machines were halfway through their run and you left the chunk in and the chunk unloaded, the flying machines would break. They would freeze like wherever they were when you left or when the chunk unloaded. So it basically would break the system. So that's why I had an on-off switch. But since then, we've decided to force load the chunks. My original reasoning for that was kind of flawed, honestly. But I think I think I want to keep it that way just so that we can keep the thing on all the time. Not have to worry about the flying machines breaking. The problem with force loading chunks is the redstone all keeps working. The redstone's fine. But when it comes to things growing, like the kelp, yeah, the kelp does not grow if someone's not here. It's really weird. The redstone works, but the kelp doesn't grow. So the force loading did not make it so that the dry kelp could run continuously even if no one was here, because the kelp doesn't grow, which is really bizarre. I don't know why. It seems like that's a bug because it kind of defeats the whole purpose of force loading, I think. If farms can't operate continuously all the time, and I don't know if it's just kelp or if it's all crops of any kind, like any vegetation, growing vegetation, I don't know. It just seems really weird. So anyway, yeah, so someone has to be here in order for the dry kelp to grow. So I don't know if I'm going to get like a second account and just stick my second account person like right in between down there and let this thing run all the time. I don't know. It's kind of odd. But anyway, this is the Redstone Clock right here. It runs all the time. It's the one that triggers the mine carts going back and forth. That's pretty much its sole purpose. And yeah, it's going to look complicated when I come down here. You're going to see lots of redstone lines running every which way to Sunday, but I promise it's really not that bad. Anyone who does redstone is going to look at this and go, oh yeah, that makes sense. So basically, I wish I had somewhere to stand. Maybe I can stand up here. Let's find out. Yeah, I guess you can kind of see it. Okay, so there are 24 hoppers, or not hoppers, 24 furnaces in a line, and then there's 4 on this side and there's 4 on that side. So I think if I do the math right, it's like 192 furnaces in this thing, which is a lot, you know, which is good. It makes it very efficient. So the way that it works, obviously, is there's mine carts that run along the tops of these that drop the items in. And then there are those 2 chests that were up there. One of them's right there, and the other one's right there. Really what that is the chests are on top of hopper mine carts that have been encased in blocks. So that way you can put stuff on top of them. I won't explain exactly what that means. There's lots of videos out there that showcase that. But anyways, what that does is it allows it to drop the items from the chest into 8 different hoppers, and then those 8 hoppers feed the 8 different lines for the system. So they all get dispersed uniformly, which is really fantastic. And then, of course, these are the lines. These are the redstone lines that come down that run the hopper minecarts when the system is turned on. So it's pretty easy stuff. It just looks incredibly complicated because there's just stuff everywhere, lines running everywhere. And then what happens is there is dispensers here at the bottom. There's a dispenser for each one of these. The reason why they're 24 long is because if with the dried kelp, I guess that's really what I base it off of. The dried kelp has its own line right there. That's the dried kelp line. When it comes to the dried kelp, it takes about the length of time for the dry kelp to smelt. 24. The dispenser could dispense out 24 kelp before the next round of kelp gets to the end, if that makes sense. So basically what that means is that the dispenser or the dropper that's on the end there, and we'll look at that in a second, it basically can just run continuously all the time. Like, it just never stops. It's just constantly just dropping stuff out. Obviously, depending on what you smelt here, that might not be the case, whether it's stone or glass or or food. Smelt times are not all the same, so that's really not going to make a difference here. But yes, there are droppers for each one of these lines that drop into a water stream, and then that water stream comes up right there. So that's how everything gets back to the top. And yeah, so this thing has taken a long time to build, and really it's just because it's actually been built for a while, but I've been doing a whole lot of testing with it. I wanted to just tweak it and make it super efficient as I can. And I noticed that when it came to the dry kelp, it just wasn't as efficient as I wanted it to be. Because the thing about the kelp blocks, okay, and I did this in a redstone testing world. I actually built this whole thing in a redstone testing world before I built it here. At least the redstone part of it in the kelp farms. The thing about a kelp block is a kelp block, you can smelt, you can create 20 dried kelp from one kelp block, okay? But it takes 9 dried kelp to make a kelp block. So really what you're getting is for every 1 block of dried kelp that you use, you're getting 2 blocks back. And so that's as top efficient as this can be, is for every 1 dried kelp you use, or 1 dried kelp block you use for drying kelp, you're going to get 1 back to use for smelting anything else that you want. Which meant that I needed to have just a super ton of dried kelp up there, but it also meant that I needed to make sure that this thing was continuously running all the time. Like, it just needed to be drying kelp all the time in order to make it the most efficient possible, which meant that I needed to just super load this thing with kelp to make sure that there was enough backlog of kelp that it was just running all the time. So originally, when I built this thing, it only had the 2 chambers here. So there was this chamber and this chamber. But then I decided that I needed to just super load this thing with kelp. So then I built 2 more chambers below. So there's actually 4 chambers now. And I just finished building this lower chambers last night. And so, I think it works really good now. It actually really gets this thing super loaded with kelp. Enough to where between nighttime and daytime, so I think is it 10 minutes each? I think it's 10 minutes day, 10 minutes night. I can't remember. But what it means is that by the time the kelp runs out of this thing, there should already be more kelp flowing into the system. So this thing should be running all the time. And the reason that it's probably not running right now is because I left the chunk and the kelp was not growing while I was gone. But the redstone was still running while I was gone. So that's probably why this is still running. And this is going to probably run out of kelp, but that's okay. Like I say, I need to probably get a second account, make it so that someone's just basically here all the time. And then, yeah, somebody pointed out to me that I left my shulker box down there. Can I see it from here? I don't know if I can see it from here. Can I see it from here? Yeah, I can barely see it. Way down there. I left a shulker box down there. I need to go retrieve that at some point. It just has a bunch of signs in it. But yeah, that is the Foundry. Really not a whole lot to it. It's pretty simple. And I think what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to basically tour around the server, things that have changed since the last time I was on. I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to know who everything belongs to, just so you know. If I showcase one of your things and I didn't mention who you are, it probably means because I don't know who it belongs to, like this thing right here, unless there's a sign somewhere. I don't know. I'll have to look around it. But I guess if you want to comment in the video saying, hey, that belongs to me, then I'll know going forward who it belongs to. But yeah, let's just take a tour around the server and see what's new. Oh, and just real quick before we jump over and do that, I had totally forgotten that I said that we were going to test this thing out. So before we do the server tour, let's go ahead and see how fast this thing is. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab at least 3 stacks. I'm going to make at least 3 stacks of dried kelp. So we're going to do that. So there's 1, there's 2, okay, and there's 3. So I did put the signs up here saying 3 stacks minimum, and then 3 stacks minimum, because that's the way it's going to get the most efficiency. So we're going to stick our 3 kelp blocks in there. You see they disappear fairly quickly. And how many should we do? Let's do let's do this many. So how many is that? 3, 6, 9, 12. Okay, so 15 stacks. We're going to see how quickly we get back 15 stacks of sand. So stick them in here. They disappear fairly quickly. I'm going to give that a second so that the minecarts have some time to load them up before they go on their merry way. Give it just a second. Alright, so now we're going to turn this on and we're going to see how quickly we get back 15 stacks of glass. So ready in 3, 2, 1, on. So the system is on. Takes a second for the first round of smelted items to come up through the system. All right, I saw something come through. Oh, there's dried kelp. I don't know why there's dried kelp in there. It's kind of weird. Okay, so somebody threw some kelp in the system, I guess. That or it fell in. I guess that's possible. Somebody could have accidentally checked it in. Hopefully they all come back. If not, it's because something has fallen into a hopper that has clogged it from getting fuel. Which, you know, the more people that are down there, the more chance that has to happen. You know, we're going to run down there while those are smelting real quick. We're just going to check and make sure that all the hoppers are running. We'll just do a quick fly around, make sure. So those are all running. Those are all running. Okay, those appear to all be running, which is good. These appear to all be running as well. Those are all running. Okay, good. So they're all running, which is a good sign. Actually, they might be all done already. Let's check and see how many we've got. Yeah, I think it's done already. So, I mean, it's pretty fast. I don't know, is there any up here? So I'm telling you, it spreads around. You gotta check like every single chest to make sure. But I think we got them all back. So yeah, that's 15 stacks of glass. So it's pretty fast. I mean, that was under 5 minutes, I would say at least. Maybe faster. So, but yes, this is now going to be open. So if you guys want to come use this, you are welcome to. The one thing that I would mention though, is that you'll see on the downside, there's these signs that say, please turn off the system before you leave. So I do know that this is always loaded, and so it doesn't really matter. But if you could turn it off, that way when the next person comes and they throw stuff in, it gives time for the mine carts to fill up before they flip the system on. So yeah, it's a minor thing, but I think it helps. So it helps the kelp to be the most efficient as possible. But yeah, so let's go on the server tour. Yeah, so I've walked all the way around this thing. I have no idea who this belongs to. I don't even know what this is. Is this a shop? Because if it is, I don't know what they're selling. I don't know. And this has actually been here for a while, so I don't know. It just seems, it must be unfinished, I'm guessing. Somebody needs to come back and finish this, but yeah, I don't know who that belongs to. Oh, and then I think this is this, who does this belong to? Oh, this is Sunny's, that's right. I guess Zix made a video and he was like punching Sunny's place, and Sunny made a comment that he didn't like that, so then Zix made this to punch his building. Which is kind of funny. Turn it off. Turn it off. There we go. Yeah, so this is Sunny's shop. I'm not exactly sure what he sells. All right, so what else do we got over here that's new? This space right here has been, I guess, claimed by somebody for a shop. There's this tiny little shop right here, which I guess belongs to Hunter. I don't know if he's new since the last time I was on here, but he's been on the server for a while. There's this big Walmart, which I think is owned by Awesome. I think. If I get that wrong, I apologize. Which is cool. I actually did come and buy some wool from you recently. There's my diamond. I bought some red wool. But yes, this is a huge wool store, which is kind of cool. It takes up a lot of space though. In fact, this whole area right here is pretty new. So I don't know who came and terraformed, but they came and made this all flat to expand the shopping area, which is very nice, which has allowed the Foundry to be built here as well. So I actually came with somebody else. I don't even remember who it was. I apologize. But we came and we lit this whole thing up. There's a few other spaces over here that I guess have been pre-claimed. Okay, so Oyegan's going to do an ink sack shop right there. I don't know if it's going to take up both or just one. I don't know. But yeah, there's lots of space to expand this out. So the funny thing is that underneath all this is still the original ground. All they did is they just added a layer of ground straight across. So all the original terrain is still down there. And I actually went down there a couple of days ago in an attempt. I say it was an attempt to light it up with a bunch of torches. Yeah, I died. It was I mean, I think I fared fairly well for being by myself. I just realized these torches are out of alignment. It's going to make my OCD brain go crazy that these 4 torches are not in alignment. But yeah, it was fun going down there and being chased by everything and shot by everything. And I'm telling you, there was like so many mobs down there, so many mobs down there, because there's nowhere else for them to spawn. So they all spawn down there because it's dark, and so there's just these huge groupings of mobs. It was ridiculous. Anyway, so continuing on, I think this is an area that's been claimed, and this is an area that's been claimed. I don't know who they're being claimed by or for what. Hatter, I don't see Hatter on very much anymore. I don't know if he's still active or not. I just haven't seen him on in quite a while. But I know his two shops that are over by the portal haven't really, to my knowledge, they haven't really done that well. Um, Cords for farm? Interesting. I guess there's a creeper farm that you can pay for access to, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't even know who it belongs to. I think this was Vian's glass shop, and I guess I don't want to break that grass, even though it really drives me crazy. But I guess Hunter has claimed it since Vian's no longer on the server. And let's see, that stuff's all still been here. I think the bank's been here for a while. Zix built this, and it's pretty cool. I think it's been there since the last time I was on. I think this was here the last time I was on. I'm pretty sure that was here. Um, uh, Everest, yeah, that's right. That's what it was called. Everest, I think, has been claimed by other people that were partnered with VN. I don't know who's currently in possession of it. I need a thumbnail. DM per Timothy 22. Okay. I, I don't know. I'm guessing that's the YouTube symbol and he needs a thumbnail? Okay, I don't know. Let's see. And then Pro Timothy, yes, along with his B build for his base, as you saw when we first started, he also built this B because he has a delivery service. You can pay a diamond, and he will deliver things. So that's interesting. What else is new? I think the string farm thing has been there for quite a while. Trying to think what else is new over here. I guess Grand. I think that might have been here. I can't remember if this was here or not last time I was on. I don't remember. Yeah, so, one thing I want to check. Do we have all the new people's heads on here? I feel like we might need to expand this thing because there's like 40 people on the server now, so I can't imagine that we've got them all here. I think we're missing probably quite a few of the new people. Yeah, I think we're missing some of the newer people, so we're probably gonna have to get one more villager right there. We're gonna have to, anyway, lots of people. Let's see. I'm gonna come over here. What's this terrace looking thing? Sabrina's cooked fish shop. So I guess Sabrina is now selling cooked fish as well. This area is kind of new-ish. Yeah, I don't think I know what any of these things are, so it must be pretty new. Let's see. This is 1 diamond for 2 stacks. Okay, so it's a quartz shop. I don't know who it belongs to, but that's cool. So Hunter has a store he's planning on putting here eventually. That's a little bit creepy. I don't know what he's planning on putting there, but that's something to look forward to. The portal shop. Portal shop? 10 obsidian and 1 flint of steel. So he wants, or I guess I say he, I guess it could be a she, honestly. I don't know who owns this, but they want iron in exchange. That's the payment, is iron. So that's interesting. I like this bridge made out of pumpkins. That's very odd. Don't think I've ever seen a bridge made out of pumpkins before. Let's see. This looks very nice. Awesome Dude 98 Goodies shop now open. So this is actually a really cool looking shop. I actually really like this. Very modern looking shop. I like it. There's no other shops that have this kind of modern feel to it. So I really do like it. I've never been in here before. What all does he sell? Does this say? Okay, so he sells some enchanted books, and then he sells regular books, empty maps, globe patterns, woodland mansion map, ocean temple map. So there's some more enchanted books. It's got lots of enchanted books. Must have, oh gosh, another ender pearl. Why do people sell ender pearls? I don't understand. Fully enchanted shovels. Fully enchanted. Efficiency one's not fully enchanted. I feel like that's misleading. That's false advertising. So then we got diamond boots. At least he's not saying fully enchanted diamond boots, because that would be misleading as well. So that's cool. You can buy some armor. You can buy some tools and some weapons. Let's see, glowstone, bottles of enchanting, golden carrots, 2 diamonds, huh? Yeah, I agree with the apples. Those are a pain in the neck to get. Bricks, glass, strange brew, suspicious stew. He must have a witch farm. I think that's like one of the only ways you get that. Let's see, we got some more enchanted books here. How many books does he have, just out of curiosity? He's got a lot. 3 diamonds. 3 diamonds. Man, these books are expensive. Holy crap. Why does anybody shop here? The Dragon Head store sells all their enchanted books for 2 diamonds, regardless of what they are. Let's see, so he's got some name tags. 2 name tags is a diamond. Yeah, okay. 5 clocks is a diamond? Wait, did he say 5 clocks? Yeah, I guess you can't stack them though, so interesting. 5 compasses for a diamond. Silk touch, bookshelves. Very interesting. Well, this is a very cool shop. I really do like it. I think Awesome did a really good job. He did an awesome job. Let's see. I think Hatter had both of his shops here last time I was on. Of course, there's the Oceans Are Us that I don't think anyone shops at. Well, look, there's diamonds in here. That's impressive. Wow, there's actually quite a few diamonds in here. I haven't been in here in a long time, so I guess me and TNTeon need to collect on that a little bit. I think that's pretty much it as far as a shopping area goes. I don't know of any other shops. Of course, there's this thing right here that people have put together. I guess we have the armor stands add-on now, so you can configure the armor stands, and looks like people have been utilizing it pretty nicely. I don't plan on doing this for me, so just throw that out there. And I don't really know where anyone's bases are, so I can't really go around and look at anyone's bases, unfortunately. I don't know where anyone lives. I don't traverse the Nether often enough to really look and see where people are living these days. So I apologize about that. But so yeah, I guess that's gonna be it for the episode. Apologize if it wasn't as entertaining as maybe some of my other videos, because this was more just informational video and me just looking around at things. But I appreciate you guys sticking around and watching the video. If you get to this point in the video, then thank you that you've stuck around to the end. And yeah, if you guys have anything, if you really like my videos, then please comment or subscribe even, because that's the reason why I really kind of stopped making videos, because no one was really watching them. So I figured, why put the time and the effort in? But if you do like my videos, please comment and please like and subscribe and stuff, because that helps me to know that you guys actually want me to make videos, and I will make them if people will watch them and if people enjoy them, or otherwise I won't. And I'll just play on the server. But thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to see you on a possible future episode. We shall see. But yeah, we'll see you later, guys.